Here's a number that should stop you in your tracks: 430. That's the new record for carbon dioxide concentration in our atmosphere, measured in parts per million. As of this spring, scientists at the Mauna Loa Observatory confirmed we have soared past a symbolic and troubling milestone. To put this into perspective, for the entirety of human civilization, up until the Industrial Revolution, CO₂ levels naturally hovered around 280 ppm. We're not just breaking records anymore, we are pushing our planet into a completely new and untested territory. This isn't just a statistic for a science textbook. It's a headline that affects every single one of us, right here, right now. So what exactly is this invisible gas we talk so much about? Carbon dioxide, or CO₂, is a natural and essential part of our world. Plants need it to grow through photosynthesis, and it helps trap a certain amount of heat from the sun, making Earth a livable, cozy home. Think of it like a planetary blanket. For thousands of years, this system was in beautiful balance. The problem arises when we add too much CO₂ to the atmosphere, far more than nature can absorb. This excess comes primarily from human activities, like burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, for energy and transportation, as well as from deforestation and industrial processes. This isn't a future problem, it's a present reality. The last time our planet saw CO₂ levels this high was millions of years ago, during the Pliocene epoch. Back then, scientists estimate that global temperatures were several degrees warmer, and sea levels were a staggering 50 to 80 feet higher than they are today. We are essentially rewinding the climate clock to a time when the world was a vastly different, and for humans, a much harsher place. The speed of this change is what truly alarms experts. Nature has had no time to adapt to this rapid thickening of its atmospheric blanket, creating instability that we are now experiencing firsthand. The implications of crossing this 430 ppm threshold are profound and far-reaching. It signals that the heat-trapping effect is intensifying at an accelerated pace. Each new record is another step up a ladder we don't want to be climbing. It's a clear and direct message from our planet that the fundamental systems supporting life are under immense strain. As one climate scientist from NOAA recently put it, we are conducting an unprecedented experiment with our only home. This isn't about politics, it's about physics. And the physics tells us that more CO₂ means a warmer planet, with all the cascading consequences that follow. How do we even know these numbers with such precision? The credit goes to dedicated scientists and a long-standing monitoring program. The primary source for this data is the Mauna Loa Observatory in Hawaii. Perched high on a volcanic mountain, its remote location provides air that is undisturbed by local pollution, giving a clear sample of the global atmosphere. Since 1958, researchers there have been meticulously tracking CO₂ levels, creating what is known as the Keeling curve. This continuous record is the gold standard in climate science, providing undeniable proof of the relentless upward march of atmospheric carbon dioxide, year after year, with no signs of slowing down. The recent readings that pushed us over the 430 ppm mark were recorded just this spring. Scientists from both the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, and the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at UC San Diego independently confirmed the measurements. They use highly sensitive instruments to analyze air samples, providing a daily snapshot of our planet's breathing. The seasonal fluctuation is natural. CO₂ levels dip slightly in the northern hemisphere's spring and summer as plants grow and absorb it, then rise in the fall and winter. However, the alarming trend is that each year's peak is significantly higher than the last, building upon the previous record. It's important to understand the scale of what parts per million means. While 430 out of a million might sound small, its impact is enormous. This concentration is now more than 50% higher than pre-industrial levels. Imagine adding 50% more thickness to the blanket that keeps our planet warm. It inevitably leads to overheating. Scientists emphasize that CO₂ is a long-lived greenhouse gas. Once it's in the atmosphere, it stays there for centuries, continuing to trap heat. This means the emissions we release today will continue to affect the climate for our children, our grandchildren, and many generations to come. The data from Mauna Loa doesn't stand alone. It is corroborated by evidence from all over the globe, from ice cores drilled in Antarctica to other atmospheric stations. These ice cores contain tiny air bubbles from the past, giving us a direct record of the atmosphere going back hundreds of thousands of years. They show us, with certainty, that the current spike is anything but natural. It's a stark, human-made signature on the geological history of our planet. This consistency across different measurement methods gives the scientific community unshakable confidence in the data. The message is clear, the numbers are real, and they are rising fast. This isn't just an abstract number, it has real-world consequences that we can see and feel. The most direct effect of higher CO₂ is global warming. As our planet traps more heat, average temperatures rise, leading to more frequent and intense heat waves. Summers are getting hotter, and extreme heat events that were once rare are becoming commonplace. This affects everything from our health, particularly for the elderly and young children, to our infrastructure, which wasn't built to withstand such prolonged periods of extreme heat. Our power grids strain, our crops wither, and our daily lives are disrupted in ways we are only beginning to fully grasp. Beyond the heat, rising CO₂ is supercharging our weather systems. A warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, which leads to more extreme precipitation events. This means when it rains, it pours, causing devastating floods in some regions. At the same time, the shifting weather patterns can lead to prolonged droughts in other areas, creating a world of extremes. Hurricanes and typhoons are becoming more powerful, fueled by warmer ocean waters. We are witnessing what experts call weather on steroids, more volatile, more destructive, and more unpredictable. These events put communities at risk, damage economies, and strain our emergency response systems to their limits. Our health is also directly on the line. Beyond the dangers of heat stroke and extreme weather, higher CO₂ levels can impact air quality. While CO₂ itself isn't toxic to breathe at these concentrations, the fossil fuel combustion that produces it also releases other harmful pollutants. Furthermore, a warmer world can lead to longer allergy seasons and the expansion of zones for disease-carrying insects like mosquitoes and ticks. Studies have even suggested that very high indoor CO₂ concentrations can affect cognitive function and decision-making. The health of our planet and our own personal health are inextricably linked. We cannot have one without the other. Finally, we must consider the impact on our oceans and food supply. The oceans have absorbed about a quarter of the excess CO₂ we've emitted, which is causing a dangerous process called ocean acidification. This osteoporosis of the sea makes it harder for marine creatures like corals, clams, and oysters to build their shells and skeletons. This threatens entire marine ecosystems, including the fish that depend on them, and the billions of people who rely on the ocean for food and their livelihoods. On land, while CO₂ can act as a fertilizer for some plants, the negative effects of heat, drought, and floods often outweigh any benefits, threatening global food security. This new record of 430 ppm matters now more than ever because it pushes us closer to irreversible tipping points. Scientists warn of thresholds in the climate system that, once crossed, could trigger rapid and uncontrollable changes. Think of the melting of the Greenland ice sheet, or the collapse of the Amazon rainforest. We are playing a high-stakes game with the systems that keep our planet stable. Every fraction of a degree of warming increases the risk of crossing one of these points of no return. This milestone isn't just another number, it's a loud alarm bell, urging us to change course before we lock in a future of permanent disruption and crisis. The choices we make in this decade will echo for centuries. The latest reports from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, state with unequivocal certainty that human influence has warmed the planet. But they also offer a message of hope. The worst impacts can still be averted if we act swiftly and decisively. This requires a rapid transition away from fossil fuels toward clean energy sources like solar and wind, improving energy efficiency in our homes and industries, and protecting and restoring our forests. It's a monumental task, but it is not impossible. The solutions exist, and now we need the collective will to implement them on a global scale. This is where you come in. This conversation isn't just for scientists and politicians, it's for all of us. It's for parents thinking about the world their children will inherit. It's for business owners considering their environmental footprint. It's for every individual who makes choices every day. What are your thoughts when you hear this news? Does it make you feel anxious, motivated, or perhaps a bit of both? We want to hear from you. What small or large steps do you think we could take in our communities to make a difference? Your voice, your ideas, and your actions matter. Let's turn this moment of concern into a moment of collective action. We invite you to join the discussion in the comments below. Share your ideas, your feelings, and what you would do for our planet. Let's build a conversation that inspires and empowers us all. If you found this information helpful, please like and share this article so that more people can become aware of this critical issue. Be sure to subscribe for more updates as we continue to cover the stories that shape our world. Thank you for reading and for being part of this important conversation.